Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Right, it's Monday, we're right back to the top of the workshop looking at the top performing map at the moment, and it's this one, and it's glorious. Grab yourself a nice little drink, sit down, you're going to enjoy today's show. You really won't want to skip it at all. It's a creator we have done 13 times on the channel before, but they're probably best known for being the custodian of the map list. Yes, the accompanying Google Doc that has a list of every single map ever reviewed, categorized by categories. There you go, easy for me to say. As a creator, they're pretty good, you know, pretty good. Last two appearances got 12 stars each. They've got a 13 star if you go back far enough, and a 14 star back in episode 833, which was also on my shortlist for Map of the Year 2020. Oh, and they even had the first review of 2020 as well. So, dare I remind you? Dare I? That's right, clicking that like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. Thank you for that support. Today's map is Nahuel Huapi, I think, according to the Spanish translation on Google. Thank you very much for that, Google. Nahuel Huapi, I'm going with, by Random 5. There's your start square. Start square looks pretty usable, doesn't it? This is flat enough, isn't it? On the mountainous map, that is flat enough. Terrain heights, lots of little island hopping things going on, and a spread of the lake as well to get across most of it. We've got a lot of forestry today, and a few patches of resources here and there as well. If you've got Sunset Harbour and want to do some fishing, it's mostly about anchovies today, mostly. And then if we head off to the workshop, what do we need? Well, no DLC required today. We do have a one-click collection which we'll be checking out in a moment. Nicely written description as always with different settings dropped down there as well. We have got the relight settings in today, hurrah! And we've also got some tree brush settings if you're looking to recreate a few of these tree brushes, then and recreate areas. And it's all good, and it'll definitely blend in with the rest of the map as a whole. Limited trees because we have over 300,000 trees on today's map. There are trees and rocks to subscribe to North American freeways as well. And we're using the Aguil Verde theme and the Relight Warm LUT. Now, here we are right at the edge of the map. Just one little thing to start off with. We have gateways. Gateways onto the map. I mean, it's a nice little thing. Again, right on the edge of the map. Nobody cares. But equally, I think it's a nice thing. Okay? just wanted to start off with that one. And we've got some exquisite work on this one. There's really not much for me. You know, normally I try and point out things that I think would be better or could be more cleverly done, or just different ideas. I'm not going to be able to do this today. The thing with mountain maps, and this is, I would say, definitely, I'm going to call it an alpine map, although there is more factoids, because factoids will tell you where Nahuel Huapi is. It's definitely not the Alps, but I call it alpine. It's a mountainous map. I think it helps, if you're going to do a mountainous map, to have some experience of mountains. And Random 5, that I know lives in an area where there are some mountains. And so, therefore, they're used to mountains, they're used to the shapes, they're used to how the landscape works around them. And you know what? I couldn't ask for anything more on a mountain map than what we've got here. It is beautiful. It is really beautiful. Detailing of the highest standard, and yeah, there's going to be very little for me to grumble about today. So what I'll do is, I've got some little bridgelets. I like the little bridgelets today. Let me tell you, in case you're looking for an old Random 5 map and you don't want to go to the map list, why would you not? Link is in the description. We have got episodes 821, 833, 846, 865, 898. I'll pause there for a moment because we've got a nice little bit of work here. Bridge, windy bendy river, Nice little detailing going on here. Everything feels nice and to scale and pleasing, and everything wins there for me. 836 and 954, that was a 13-star map. Then we had 1037, that was 12, 1049, 1085, 1098, 1215 and 1341. All of those episodes of Random 5 maps. The weakest, if you're going, yeah, he's really good, yeah. What are his worst? Okay, you want his worst. 865, 898 and 936. There was a run of 3 maps that only, and I say only, got 9 stars each. 9 stars is the pass mark. 9 stars is good enough to play. So, when I say only, dear, here's your start square. A couple of talking points here. Again, mostly talking points. Oh, let me just show you these. These dark lines here, I thought that was some road glitching. It's not. It's actually part of the texture. So, just in case you think there's glitching going on there. But yes, you can... oh, nice also the N and the H. Nahuel Huapi with the H. So nice little detailing there as well. But you can only get out of the start square back the way we started because of the way it's been set up. So I'm guessing if you're looking to have traffic go the other way, you're going to have to come up with some sort of solution. Who ever thought of other solutions? Yeah. Right, well, anyway, if you were to go this way, there's not really that much more in the way of big build space. In terms of, if you're looking for where's your big town going to be, it was in that kind of area that we were just looking at. What we have now is a road that winds off into the hills, and there are areas and feature areas. This does feel like a map for somebody that likes to work it with detail. So, possibly a modders map, possibly. Or that, yeah, we do have a few subscriptions, but it's the subscriptions that make this feel really... The choices of trees, the mixes of trees, and the placement of the trees. Everything here. We got this road just clinging onto... My only thought with this road clinging onto the edge, you know those ones that like have a concrete side... I can't remember what they're called, but like a retaining side to them. I think maybe that might have worked nicely here, but I've not looked. Here's where the road gets down to. We're going to it loops all the way around. We'll follow one side of it, and we'll have a look at the other side of it in the second half of the show. But yes, I think one of those assets where the network has like a retaining wall on the side, or maybe using a retaining wall underneath it. I think, but again, as I've not been there. And I haven't actually used Google to have a closer look at the area today. I've been too busy with the beauty of the map, to be fair. Yeah, it probably is just an elevated road like such. Anyway, the road bends nicely. Here we go. Nice little tight little hairpin here. Really? Tight little hairpin. Let's have a look at the road. Yeah, road comes down sloping. There's no other way that could have worked. So, again, all of the credit. Got some rock clusters on today's map as well. We're having a look at a few of those in the second half of the show. And a little bit of detailing here with hedges and fences stop you from plummeting to your death. Again, I'm guessing that's based on a real life detailing. Real life detailing? Do they have real life detailing? A real life part of the build. Anyway, there's that. Now let's head down and have a look at the rail, because we have rail. And you're saying it's a mountainous map. This is gonna fail, isn't it? It's gonna fail. We're gonna have a highway, a rail go over the top of the mountain, aren't we? Well, we're not. There are 1 or 2 points where the gradient is maybe just a fraction, possibly just a fraction, at the steepest level that you would want it to be on a real life build. Not so much on this one. There are maybe a couple of points. I didn't bother with the lines of terrain over this side, but there was a point on the second rail line. We dead end here. Normally we go to intermission here, but I want to show you the other one, because the other one does. Where are we? I'm going to find it in a moment. It's over here. So there we go. Yes. So we have this one, and this one. The gradient, I think about here, is just a little steeper than realism, but only maybe by 1 or 2%, negligible amounts. That was just eyeball checking, and nothing more than that. You're probably not going to give her monkeys, and I would say that's fine. I would absolutely say with this map, absolutely fine. I wouldn't worry. Everything in context compared to those mountains is going to work beautifully. Anyway, we are at about time for an intermission. We'll be right back after this one. And so back to Nahuel Huapi by Random 5 and the shipping routes. It's a lake, but it feels big enough to have some active shipping routes on, and I'm good with this one. Again, I haven't had a look at the map to see the exact location. I imagine this doesn't have any outside shipping connections in real life, but again, in terms of playability, I think this adds a lot. It's certainly big enough and chunky enough to deserve some shipping routes, and those we have. We also have some air routes as well, which is fine. That heads off the edge of the map just over there. Water flow, right, you can have a look at this. You're gonna it's a little bit light in the water flow, BonBonB. Yes, it is here. It is a little bit here, but we do have, if we go across the start square, access to this, a little stream going down into a big lake, and this lake has water motion. So pumping and drawing, if that's your way of playing, is definitely something you can do on this map as well. So that's a big score for me on what might have been a big fail for me. Yeah, if it's going to be a detailer's map, that's fine, but making it available for other players as well is a bonus. Map as a whole feels beautiful, doesn't it? I mean, look at the mountains. The Aguil Vert theme by Ikanya. Thank you so much, Ikanya. Thank you so much, Ikanya. We have got just the shapes of the mountains are just beautifully done. Totally buying into all of this, and I'm loving the way that the snow is just sort of like eking its way down this valley. It just, everything about this is, it says to me, was done by somebody who has seen a mountain. Even the little snowmelt lakes over here, somebody who's seen a mountain. I wouldn't have thought to do that. Most of us just do pointy things and be done with it. But no, it just feels absolutely right. Then we have lakes, and I know there are lakes in Italy as well. So as an Italian, I'm sure there's been a little bit of inspiration taken from that. But again, these are beautiful lakes. Yes, I know Nahuel Huapi is not in Italy. A few of you are going to already be typing in the comments. Stop typing in the comments. Factoids are going to cover this one, okay? Factoids because factoids. Again, loving the island work in the lake there. Just thinking how just Italian it does feel though in many ways, because the warmth. It's a warm map. Rocking the hole in for those of you playing BonBonBingo. Link is always in the description if you want to go and grab yourself a BonBonBingo card and check off the memes as we go. And then we have some, like I say, we have some rock clusters. We'll be checking those out shortly. There are some interesting ones to see, and when I say interesting, not in a bad way. A bit of a rockfall going on here. I'm liking that. And again, a little patch of snow there in the shadow. Again, I'm 100% buying that. It just feels so lovely, doesn't it? And then this road finds its way with a few switchbacks or whatever up into the valley. And again, this feels almost photoreal. Absolutely on point. Again, amazing work. Very rare I get to be this excited about a map, and just good to see one. And for those of you that know I like rivers and streams, and I like them to feel realistic and beautifully detailed without necessarily going overboard, I think we've got that here. This is, again, it's not a river you're going to want to pump and draw into, or out of for that matter. But it's just so lovely. It feels absolutely right. And the tree detailing along the, we've got the rock detailing, got the tree detailing. All of that up here makes this stream feels absolutely beautiful. And as we go up, it's just getting a little bit narrower and a little bit tweer. I'm absolutely loving this one. Follow this one all the way to the top. In fact, you know what? We'll follow it to the top. We'll have a little look at the spawn points as well. Just make sure that they're nothing too clunky. Because we do see some clunky. I mean, it's random 5. It's not. They're not going to be clunky spawn points. Not after all of this work. A little merge of the rivers there. Again, very, very slickly done. I like that. And then we're heading up even further into the mountains. We've got a couple of spawn points. It's actually splits here as well. One over here. There's a little bit of snow melt going on there. And here looks like it's a spring to me. We have a little hole underneath the rock there where the water's coming out. So just a spring. Very nice. And the colour. Look at the colour. Beautiful. Right, okay. I'm going to call this a big island. It's not, but you know what I mean. Yeah. And what I want to focus on this big island isn't so much this little lake, although look at the little lake. Look at it. It's the trees. The map itself. Yes, we've got a lot of trees, over 300,000 trees, so you do need an unlimited tree mod. But the shapes, the seams of the trees, the density of the trees, the way that the trees are placed, everything about this is just glorious. I mean, have a look. We've got all the trees over this hill here. Why would they have cleared the trees on the hill? They wouldn't have. Managed to avoid placing trees on the cliffs. Although there are one or two spots where there are trees on cliffs, again, it does feel quite realistic in the places that's been done. And here, we've got these little patches of green amongst the cliffs, and life finds a way. And it absolutely does. Loving all of that. Again, there's very little on this map that I can't say that I'm absolutely in awe of. Now, we were here earlier, and we did take the right side, didn't we? We went up that way, not all the way to the top. We're going to have a quick glance down the left side, because there are a couple of little bridges that I want to take a look at down here. Like this one, got a bit of a causeway going on with a little bridge effect on one side. Liking the detailing here as well with the brickwork. That is beautifully done too. And then there's another bridge that I want to take a look at. Or before we get to the bridge over here, we've got a little featurette area. I'm liking this. This feels very livable. Okay, we've got the old vanilla pier. Again, worked very well with the environment. And the burnt out cottage. That little area there feels absolutely beautiful. And then we've got a couple more little bridgelets like this one. Bridgelets, get me. And then this follows around, and we've got one more bridge crossing to take a look at, which is, as we go around the corner here, across the narrowest part, which is basically where it would have been until they upgrade with a posh, expensive one that destroys the environment, which we don't want them to do we? Nope. One last bit of detailing to be in awe of before we have a look at those rock clusters. And that's just around the corner again. Look at the trees and the shapes of the hills. But this here, I love this. Oh, man alive. Just this little area here. It breaks away. We've got a slightly lower than highway. We've got slightly higher than highway. We've got the rocks. We've got the grasses. We've got the trees. We've got the the stonework. Love that. Right, rock clusters. Now, we got the path to oblivion. We're trying to find the path to oblivion. There is somewhere a path to oblivion. Okay, I'm just making this up. This is nowhere written in the description of the map at all. But yeah, the BonBon's path to oblivion is basically Random 5 who's taken a meme and made a meme out of the meme. Another one of those rock and holding. You think that's the path to oblivion? Nah, you'd be so wrong. You'd be so wrong. There's one more right back where we started our journey. Right over here. There's your highway connection to the outside world. Here is the path to oblivion. Wait for this. Take a meme and run with it, says Random. You think I'm going to knock points off for a little bit of Blue Mantle? Not if it's absolutely deliberate. That's a proper in-joke there from Random 5. Thank you so much. That did make me chuckle. I very nearly missed this. It was only when I started doing the full recording of the map that I actually came across that. So yes, oops. But well done. Putting it where I couldn't miss it. Back to the start square. It's fairly flat. I'll put the terrain lines on for a moment for you there. It's fairly flat where it looks flat. And where there are trees, it's kind of lumpy. And we've got one of these. It's the asset of the day. It's the modern tram depot by Cyberscythe 10, and it's beautiful. I want, I need, I must have. Factoids? Yeah, why not? Because factoids. Nahuel Huapi National Park, which is the oldest national park in Argentina. Argentina? Yeah, not Italy. There They won the World Cup as well, though. Established in 1934, it surrounds the Nahuel Huapi Lake in the foothills of the Patagonian Andes. The largest of the national parks in the region, it has an area of over 7,000 square kilometres, which is 2,720 square miles, or nearly 2 million acres. The national park is dominated by a high mountain chain of the Andes, many lakes, rapid rivers, waterfalls, snow-clad peaks, glaciers and extensive forests, and it's bordered by Chile on its western side. In case you didn't know that all of these things were there, the Random 5 has basically covered all of those boxes, haven't they? Apart from Chile. Modern Tram Depot by Scythe 10. This is amazing. Scythe 10, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. A Random 5, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow, it's all thank yous today. It's been an amazing show. I thoroughly enjoyed this, but did you? And did you enjoy the map? It's your chance to tell me. Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Hit the I button now in the top right hand corner of your screen, or the link in the description. Take you to the voting page where you can vote for free with a Facebook, Gmail, Apple or a Patreon account. But what do I think of today's map? Well, aesthetically, wow. Just wow. It's a big wow from me. I don't know what more you could do with this at all. It feels photoreal mostly, and I love it. And I'm going to give it the big 5 stars. Detailing. Now you could argue, because there's no real proper feature areas other than that little house with the pier, that it's a bit detail light. And I'm going to say no. It's packed. The tree work on this map is detail alone. Rock work, snow work, everything thrown in together. It's on point, nothing I can pick up, and even the quirky little meme. 5 stars. Gameplay potential. If anything, there'd be nice to have a little bit more buildable space. If anything. And because of that, I can't give 5 stars, but I will go for a medium-high 4. It feels absolutely on point for what it needs to be. So yes, beautifully done. Nahuel Huapi by Random 5 definitely gets a BonBonB seal of approval. And I wouldn't be surprised if we saw this one again in about 12 months' time, or 11 and a half months' time. I'm not saying that it will be, because there's a long time to go, but it looks like it's gonna be in contention, if nothing else. If nothing else, unless Random 5 makes an even better map, in which case it'll automatically get dropped. I always have to drop the lesser map, don't I? Anyway, if you're still here, you're part of the 20 Out Elite. Use the words of the day, just like I did, as part of a sentence in the comments. Score yourself some population points just for fun, to prove that you are part of that 20 Out Elite. And I'll be back tomorrow with another map in the What to Map series. Have a great day. See you then.